stuff. Oh yeah, common elements fading away. We thought, oh yeah, you got booming sounds around the planet that's going on that's perplexing scientists. I suspect there's a little supernatural activity going on there. That's a whole new story, an earthquake activity. Video games are grooming children for gay relationships. They got that in video games now. They pull them in and they use the video games. They use the video games to brainwash, literally. I've talked about that on Friday. Now, okay. Oh yeah, Canada, here's the headline, you'll love this one. Canada must arrest George Bush if he enters Canada. See, all this is to make it seem, do you know that, for example, Bush, in his second term, he was told to act stupid for his second term. I know that sounds off the wall, but it's not off the wall at all. A lot of this is to fake you out. For example, I've talked about this before. They do psychological manipulations. He acts stupid, and he acts like he's inept in the second go-around, the second election. And the purpose of that is so that you'll elect another. It's psychological. That's exactly what it is. Party. And they kept Lewinsky around and let that be public and set it up so that you would elect a Republican president. It's all psychological. And in fact, it is on testimony that they have rigged the elections by computer program. That's on testimony. Don't call me a conspiracy theorist. It's given a sworn testimony. There's a program that does that. Florida, it was a good example of almost a flop. They almost fell there. So they had to really mess around with Florida's election results to make it seem real. Look it up yourself. All the presidents, all of them, all of our presidents are blood related in the same family bloodline. Now, unless the voting is really coincidental in the past 43 presidents in our history, I'd say there's a little bit of family orientation here. They're all in the same family bloodline. Did you know that? It's true. Their family bloodlines have been traced. So you see, there's more to this than meets the eye than anybody can even imagine. And if you check it out yourself, without changing the channel, you'll find out it's true. Absolutely. So when they say Canada must arrest George Bush, that's a joke. It's just to throw you off, make it seem like these are the bad guys, which they are the bad guys. There's no question about that. They're part of the Merovingian bloodline. But they want to put them on the side now because the good guys are going to win. And the good guys are not good guys either. Both sides of this revolt, of this revolution that's coming, both sides are evil. Both sides. They're going to make one side look evil and one side look good. Ron Paul, he's a Mason, Rosicrucian. His pot calling the kettle black. Not remotely a good guy at all. But he's going to pretend to be. Why? Because of the Tea Party. And all the rah-rah-rah, three-cornered hats and sish boom bon and fireworks and all that sort of thing draws people in. They get your name, they get your address, they get your phone number, they know who you are, who you're voting for, and that's what he's for. He knows that. Knights of Malta, your Oliver Norths, people that traitor going to the side. Knights of Malta gave their allegiance to the Queen of England. Look at the Knights of Malta code, the Knights of Malta oath. Pat Buchanan, he's a part of the priesthood, satanic priesthood. Oh, family. Jesus Christ cries at this. And they will be judged because Jesus Christ will come back. Their reign here will be short. It will be temporary. Don't let them put fear into you at all because they've already lost. That's how it is when people lose. They will strike out. This is what Satan's doing with his world servers, is striking out before his times comes nigh. A lot of the world servers, I'm sorry, but they're deceived. But their responsibility is to get their minds straight. I started to say something else, but I'm not a Marine. That's a Marine coming out of the world. His three sisters married three Nazis. Nazis made up half of NASA. NASA. Nazism. NASA. CIA was made up half of Nazis. Nuremberg trials was just I started to say something I shouldn't. But the Nuremberg trial was simply another play. A lie. You see. That's a fact. So Nazism is another story. Nazism, communism, fascism, all that came from 1776. The history books are so full of garbage, you can't imagine. I threw mine away. You want the evidence, I can provide it for you. If you're from Harvard, I don't care. You want it, you got it. The lying history books. Communism came from Adam Weishaupt, passed it to Clinton Roosevelt, ancestor to FDR, 1841. He rewrote what he received from Adam Weishaupt and called it the science of government founded on natural law. What a title, huh? That was the carry-on of the communist system, of which then he gave it to Karl Marx through Manzini and Albert Pike. And they gave the information to Karl Marx to plagiarize. And he called it the Communist Manifesto, 1848. That's where he got his information from. Because Karl Marx was a Christian, turned atheist, that turned Satanist and Luciferian. Although the two are not compatible, by the way, that's another story. It's like communism and socialism, sort of. And you know what they did to set up the wars in the 20th century? At the same time, they tasked Karl Marx to plagiarize the communist movement, and the criteria for that through Clinton Roosevelt's book. I got a copy of it, by the way, 1841. Science of Government Founded on Natural Law. Oh, boy. At the same time, they assigned Carl Ritter, to write the fascist system in the classic Hegelian dialectic, thesis, antithesis, designed to collide in the 20th century. That's what it's designed for. Now, Carl Ritter, he kind of kicked the bucket a little early. Yeah, he died. And Frank Nietzsche, oh, I know the bells are going off now. Frank Nietzsche took over writing the fascist program, and through that, Theosophical Society, Nazism was also derived. Therefore, the isms that was needed to foment World War I, II, III, World War I, World War II, and two Russian revolutions had been completed. Albert Pike planned World War III to be in the Middle East, against the Middle Eastern countries, against Israel. That was his plan back in 1871. Now, the U.S. progressives, if you will, tried to start it early when they had the Israelis bomb and try to kill Americans on the USS Liberty. That was their weak effort. LBJ, all these yahoos, wanted that USS Liberty sunk so they could blame it